I am the Red Cyclone! Ah!
Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Spare podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with MercwiththeMic.
What is up, guys? What is up, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is
Whoa.
the first.
What? Say it again, Mark.
This is the first new podcast of the new year.
2020, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we made it, and the bombs didn't drop. Yay!
Well, they provoked it already, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now we're just like, oh, shit.
Now we have to get to the podcast bunker.
Yeah, we need a bunker. We're just going to steal Ned Flanders.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's nice enough to share.
I was watching that episode not so long, like a couple of days ago. When
Okay,
they all kicked
cool.
him out of his own bunker because he had a left-handed store and there was no use for him.
Damn.
Assholes. They all assholes, man.
This is true. Hey, The Simpsons.
Yes.
Full of assholes. But it's funny.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of our tops of the decade last, but Merc, you wanted to have a special episode this week to bring up another topic.
Fighting games.
Yeah, because
like
they're so good and there's so many.
Yeah. And we like the fighting games.
We like to see people get kicked in the head.
Yeah. And it's actually became such a big thing of just watching the tournaments and like the Evolve and all the other like fighting tournaments. It became just a big presence now. So.
And they're all pretty, for the most part, pretty well produced.
Yeah.
They seem to like a lot of the tournaments now have a professional level to them. That's very different from like what you what we actually, you know what? We bring up this topic, but this entire topic actually evolved along with the production of the tournaments.
Yeah.
From like the 2000s before 2010, there was a certain, jankiness, a little bit of homegrownness to a lot of the streams and whatnot. And then like, because, Street Fighter 4 was 2009, 2008.
Yeah.
It started to get like Capcom was on board, and that's like, I think that's one of the first, because I might be wrong, but Namco wasn't doing the whole thing with Tekken like it was not with 7. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
With 7, it stepped up its game 100%.
Yeah.
So that was around the time when streaming fighting games was getting bigger.
Yeah.
And the production was more consistent. So
yeah. And now the tournament scene is like very well produced, and it's on every social media. You can find it. You can see it on ESPN.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they've come a long way. That's 10 years.
So that's a good sign of where the video games are going, and people are actually making careers of just playing fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get good, but you make a career of it.
But not just the fighters, also the commentators, the on the scene interviewers and stuff. Like, there's so many different parts now that there weren't, that don't feel intrusive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how people actually feared for a long time of fighting games getting into esports because they were separate, because of the way, once you get business in there, it's a whole other crop of people that come in, the dudes in the suits.
Yeah.
You can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah,
but because it's the fighting game companies themselves getting involved, it's less of that, and it's more of what do the fans want.
I think it just builds a stronger community.
I know.
In the fighting games, which it's great.
But it has like a better feel to it,
Yeah,
so
too.
it doesn't
Feels more
feel
natural.
Doesn't feel like it's all about the money, which is like, that's the one reason I kind of watch fighting game tournaments and not so much like Overwatch League and what's the other one that's super big, like CS:GO.
Yeah.
Like a huge league. Like, I would rather watch a smaller tournament on somebody's stream or something.
Yeah.
That's just like a few hundred people maybe playing, and maybe top 8, top 16, or whatever, top 20.
Yeah.
For. And then you get to that. Then the one where it's in a damn stadium, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think it's for better or for worse, because now Evo's in a big ass stadium, so
it's getting bigger and bigger.
So then, like, I guess that's the end goal, but something about the locals, it still feels pretty good. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
And then also, like, if you really think about the last 10 years, fighting games changed as well and kind of adapted to the tournament level as well. Like, the games are made differently. They're made with the seasons now. They're not just made complete. They're made for something that you could prolong and have for at least 4 or 5 years now.
For better or for worse.
Yeah, for better or for worse, but at least the companies are taking the time to still make the games better.
Yeah, they don't just drop them.
Exactly. Like, look at Street Fighter V, for example. It came out in 2016, and they just I think the game now. Honestly, if I would have bought the game now, I would have loved the game a lot more than when I first bought it.
Yeah, I believe that. It's a much more fun game.
Yeah, but it gave you at least time to anticipate like new characters and things like that. I understand what they were doing, but I think they should have did it in a way a little different than what they did. They gave us half a game when it came out, but now it's a full-fledged and bunch of characters. Yeah, I have almost how many characters? Like almost 40 characters now.
Yeah, I think the last one that comes, I think, is the end of this month.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, not February.
Yeah.
It will be 40 exactly.
And you have the fanfare characters. You have the new characters. They have a big mix of the three. Big mix of the two. Like you have like the returning E Honda, Sagat, and the old school characters that everyone loves, and then you have the new characters.
I remember him from the cover of the box.
Yeah.
Or I remember this character from back in the arcade, and they were. The sad thing about this game in general was that it was missing that at the beginning, and you had to stay loyal to it to see it to the end, and it built a lot of bad blood.
Yeah, I understand that.
The unfortunate part about it, Street Fighter V, is that it became the brunt of like a bunch of jokes about how bad it was at the beginning. Yeah. It's not unwarranted. I was there for the beta, man. It was amazing. And then you play the base game, and the beta was better than the base game. The base game at launch, and you're like, what? Get the fuck out of here.
And I feel like me, you, Jinkies, we were all like part of the people that bought it when it first came out.
Yeah, because we thought it was gonna be a whole lot of a different
shit,
experience.
and then you're like, the fuck is this shit?
It's just it was so barren.
Yeah, it was so.
The story mode wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's still in the oven. What? Why'd you even? They announced that before the game.
I'm not gonna buy half-baked cookies.
You know what I'm saying? It's like telling me I'm gonna get cookies and not giving them to me for like 2 months.
Oh,
they coming. It's just a real slow process, but they coming.
No, it's like getting a box of cookies and it's like, oh, you still gotta bake these halfway.
Oh man, that's not good.
It's like, but I don't want. I like cookie dough by itself, but then I like the regular crunch of a cookie. So I gotta put this in the oven now too. So you make me do the work. And then also the issue with the fight money and how that worked. There was a lot of issues with that too, and how expensive the costume packs were.
Oh my god! You mean the 75 Chun-Li costumes?
Oh yeah, and it sadly is I kind of wanted all of them because I love Chun-Li. Chun-Li is my favorite character.
Well, guess what? What if I told you if you waited 4 years and you just bought Championship Edition, you would get all those Chun-Li costumes?
I know, right?
Yeah. So that's the unfortunate part of that system.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you which game I think did it better. Tekken 7.
Tekken 7.
Yeah, because I'd say Tekken 7, which I didn't even remember this. It actually was a year earlier. It was 2015.
Okay. But
the funny thing about that game is it was out in arcades, and so technically, yes, Street Fighter 4 did that formula, and then you find out Street Fighter 5 didn't.
Okay.
So that's that's probably why it turned out the way it was. It never had that time to be tested in the wild first for a long period of time. Because Tekken 7
was the first one to come out straight console.
Yes, because Tekken 7 actually had I think a year or maybe a year and a half in the arcades before it was on console.
Yeah.
And that whole time it was in arcades, people weren't even talking about it, dude. Like they kept it tight-lipped.
Oh, okay.
And when they first started getting around to announcing the game for the consoles, like that game was good to go.
Yeah.
And they launched with a story mode, and it's like, you can't say you're gonna have it and then not launch with it and be like, come back in a few months, please.
Still,
That's the problem that a lot of people had, and so that game avoided it like from the get go.
I think the one that did the best fan service overall of the fighting games that came out during this decade was Injustice 2.
You don't think MKX was better about that?
I think MKX was good, but I think what Injustice did, they improved on what MKX did.
Okay.
Because they used the same engine.
Yeah.
And they just added a lot more fanfare, and I think the fighting they really like went on to like the production of the game. They're very fan oriented. They listened to the fans. They had good online play. They did a really good balance of the game.
That's true. It didn't have that really, really bad issue that MKX did before XL with the online.
And the additional characters they added, and how one thing I love, and the one thing I'll give them so much credit, is just how hyped you got to see the next character.
That's true.
They did a good job in building anticipation for the next character. And
they were mostly like really characters people cared about. That's the thing.
I'll say like
I'm not gonna say all. There's always one or two that's like
you had like Enchantress. No one fucking cared about Enchantress, but you had like Adam, which was a really unique character because he grew and shrunk. You had the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
the Ninja Turtles were
kind of the top.
Yeah,
dude, that's kind of the top of the list. That's like you can't really get higher than that.
And
you just
the amount of detail they put to it, because they all played for individuals. They all played differently.
Yep.
They had some similar moves, but they all played differently. You had to do a different style when you did play as each one of them.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
When you think about that, that's super rare.
Yeah, it is.
That's super rare. But then again, I kind of want to say it was a trend that was starting in the 2010s, maybe, because if you remember Cross Tekken, they had the dude from PlayStation in the game. It was just like, yo, all right, because that was the time when people were like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
Who else was like a weird? Oh
Mega
yeah,
Man. Like OG Mega Man.
The weird ass. Oh yeah.
OG Mega Man and Pac-Man. Pac-Man was like in a Mokujin costume.
Even Mokujin. Oh my god, yo, that was. But you know what? Okay, I'll give him a pass.
Yeah.
Because those were like weird, wacky, but they were at least in universe.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Injustice has such a strong universe to pull from, which is the DC universe.
Yeah. And
unless I'm missing something, were the Turtles in their universe?
Well, recently, yes, because they teamed up with Batman.
Gotcha. Okay, see it.
So they did have a team up with Batman, but that was like years after.
Oh, it was years after. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's a huge deal. Turtles, that's a huge deal.
And this uniqueness of how they played, I think that just them doing a great job in how they played was a big thing about it as well.
Yeah. So you could probably say that's the best fighting game cameo.
Yeah.
Much better than Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guy on Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Shit. So what we should do, which is what you brought up, is to
Hellboy. Hellboy was a big one.
Yeah, damn. See, I didn't get to play those two because I fell off the Injustice bandwagon.
Yep.
Like, I was on Tekken.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good season pass, man. Freaking Geese, come on, dog. That's ridiculous.
Right.
That's still one of the most hype moments. I remember they announced him. I think it was Evo. Was it 2017 or 2016?
Yeah.
I think it was 2017, and they had Geese come out, and it was a stadium full of people just like, holy shit, what? Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then they went on to have Noctis from Final Fantasy, that dude from The Walking Dead that killed Glenn.
Megan. And Megan. Now they have more characters too. They brought in the classics like Lei Wu Yong.
Yeah, he was missing for a good long while.
Yeah.
Anna Williams was gone.
Yeah. And
the chick from 6, Azafina. And then she, you know what? Not to gloss over her, because she got a really cool makeover.
Yeah.
That incorporates some of the story from 6, which is like, all right, they're not going to throw that away? Okay.
Okay.
Right. So, but we want to talk about the for the 2010s, our favorite 10. Try to come down to
You
a
want to do
list.
10 or 5?
You want to do 5?
I think 5.
It's really hard. It's a lot of games.
Yeah, so it makes you pick and choose. We gotta do ties. There could be ties in here.
Okay. All right.
So you know what? Let's go back and forth. So I'll pick 5. You pick. I'll pick 5. Then you do your number 5. Your number 4. Number 4. Number 3. Number 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 5 will be Teshinoku versus Capcom.
Okay. Cool.
Just because you shouted that out, that it came out within the decade, and I love that damn game.
Yeah. See, I didn't get to play it. I wish I did.
It was a precursor to what Marvel vs. Capcom 3 became. I think it played better than Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It was not simpler, but it was just like I think the uniqueness of the characters, especially the Teshinoku characters, helped the game elevate, and I thought it was a better game.
Okay.
So honorable mention would be Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because they didn't make my list. Even though Deadpool, I love Deadpool.
Yeah, he's really good in that game.
He's the like he beat you with his energy stick.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be number 5. Where you number 5?
I'm trying to see, because I forgot Soul Calibur 5 came out in that span. It was a big gap between 5 and 6.
6 and 5.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Damn it! I don't. Do I have another game that I played more than that? I guess you know what. Seeing as how, okay. My number 5 would be Tekken Tag 2.
Tekken Tag 2. Okay.
Yeah, that came out in 2011, and you know what? That's a sequel to one of my favorite fighting games. Period. Because Tekken Tag, I always thought was a really good game.
Tag.
Like to be honest, I like it more than like 3. I like it more than 5, and these are the ones I really like a lot.
Okay.
But like I like it more than like it's probably like my favorite. It's probably my favorite Tekken games like to play.
Okay.
Like I like the novelty of going back and seeing the blocky, character models in 3. But I still think that Tekken 3 had a stiffness to it.
Okay.
That wasn't gone yet until Tag. And then like from Tag, that's where I feel modern Tekken comes from, is Tag.
Okay.
It's like they got rid of the controller lag to the stick. That was like it made 3 fighting games feel like off, and in like comparison to a 2D game where every movement was exact.
Yeah.
And so like Tekken Tag 1 was the one that was like, yeah, okay, I really like this. And I mean, yeah, the endings were like nothing, but still. And so I didn't know they would ever make a Tag 2.
Okay.
Like I didn't think it was going to be a real thing, and they did, and it was cool. And one of the cool things about it, and I still think it really did have an effect on like how much more I like the game, was the music video they made for the game.
Okay.
With Snoop Lion. And the funny thing was that if you knew the players that played in tournaments and stuff, they had some of them in the video. And it was like this weird little like house party where they broke out into a Tekken fight.
Yeah.
And then it was stupid. But remember Snoop Lion? That was the thing.
Yeah.
And then he has a stage in the game, which is hilarious. It really is. But it's really good. I think that was the first game. I think it was the first game with supers too.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it has. Yeah, it did have like the super moves. I'm trying to remember. Like, no, it was the first one with Rage Drive. That's what it was, where it gets down to the end and the bar like turns red.
Okay.
It had this cool thing where you could play as more than one character. I mean, you could only pick to play as one character, but your rage gauge is like halfway or some shit, which made you like super dangerous.
Okay.
So there was like that whole challenge of the game too. Like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. It was unbalanced, but it was cool. So that's my 5.
Okay. My number 4 will be Mortal Kombat X.
Okay.
I actually have it like I think between that and 11 is like very close.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a tie between the two, the 10 and 11, because I think they both are unique in their own way, and I think what Mortal Kombat 11 is doing now is just stronger with the online support and their tournament play and all that stuff. And what they're bringing in and how they did it this time around was a lot better. But X just was so much fan service while it was out during that time.
That's true.
So
That is 100%
11 would be tied for me for number 4.
Okay.
What's your number 4?
Oh, for 4. 4 for me is King of Fighters 13.
Okay.
That came out in 2010, and that was like the I'm sorry for KOF 12.
My bad.
Like they literally kind of had to redo the game, because if you play KOF 12, it felt like what Street Fighter 5 felt like. Was like, yo, where the rest of the characters at? Yo, where's the rest of this game at?
Yeah, and that's something that you kind of need for those kind of games.
Especially for King of Fighters, dude.
Yeah.
Like when you have teams of 3, or I think it was 3. It wasn't 4.
Yeah.
But like if you've ever seen it in motion, it's probably one of the best looking fighting games ever made.
Okay.
They went back and redraw everything, so like the arc of the 12 and 13 really had a short time frame. So I wish they would go back to it, because 14 doesn't look anything like that at all. But yeah, it was really good. It had terrible online though. Okay. And it has some of the hardest combos to execute I've ever seen in a fighting game. And it's just like, I might never do that shit, but it looks cool. Yeah. So.
My number 3. My number 3 will be Killer Instinct.
Okay.
I had so much fun with that game. That was it was an Xbox One launch title. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it went in the way of what Street Fighter 5 did. It was like kind of like a quarter of a game, but they kept adding stuff every month instead of having it like a yearly kind of thing. They added stuff every week and shit, and they did a really good job of it. The gameplay was solid, very Street Fighter-ish, but a different kind of style, more combo based.
Okay.
So I dug it, and it had a Battletoad, so it made me happy. Yeah.
Cool.
It had weird characters. It had the Arbiter, had General Ram, and they just had weird characters and just fun stuff to play, and it was a fun game. Cool shit. That was number 3.
My number 3 is a weird pick, but I have a personal attachment to it because I actually made content with it, and that's Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh yes.
And that came out in 2012.
Yeah.
The world was supposed to end in 2012. Remember that?
Yeah, it was.
Just the end of Cross Tekken. That game had terrible PR, because that was the first time DLC became a real problem in fighting games.
Yeah.
Because Capcom lied to people and said the disc was empty. Yeah. What you got was all that was on the disc, and that's when we learned about, oh yeah, they sell you a key for $20. So you have the game already on the disc, and they sold you a key that gave you like the little unlock to access like the other 16 characters. It was like a grip.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly how many. And that shit was the first time I ever seen, like, that was probably the first time in a major way that people were mad at a fighting game. Like I've ever seen people come out of their way to like make videos on the internet and talk shit about it, because that was still new.
Yeah.
That's 2012, where like, again, like we were saying, the fighting game scene was growing and stuff, so they were streaming games and all that stuff. People got pissed the fuck off. So Capcom got in trouble. They changed their ways. They just decided, hey, yeah, now we're just not gonna put it on a disc and price it at a ridiculous price. So that's why the costumes are so expensive now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything good about this game yet. But the positive stuff is like, yo, I love all the characters in the game.
Okay.
They probably picked some of the best Tekken characters.
Yeah.
Put in. They got the Mishimas, they got King, they got Julia, they got who's the, not Bruce. That's that makes me sad. No, Bruce. They got Horang. And it was interesting to see them put that character in a fighting game. Like, he's an interesting, like, just as a fighting game, as a fighting style in general. Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
No, he's not Jeet Kune Do. That's Law.
Taekwondo.
He's Taekwondo. Thank you.
Yeah.
All that stuff. To see him do his moves in 2D was pretty cool. The one thing I just wanted to say me and the homie Dr. Snipe made a combo video, or actually made a bunch of combo videos for that game.
Okay.
Like, that was one of the few combo systems at the high level I could grasp it.
Okay.
And then my favorite character was Broken, which was Guy.
Yes.
I love that. I hardly ever pick top tiers in a fighting game.
Yeah.
This happened. My favorite character was Broken. That was so good.
Okay.
Love it.
All right, my number 2. My number 2 is really tough to pick, so I'm gonna give it a tie between them two. Smash Bros. Ultimate and Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Good choice. Good choice.
I think they both. I think Dragon Ball came out the gates without knowing what the fuck it was gonna be, and then when they showed the first demo of it, everyone was fucking shocked as hell. I think it was the game that everyone wanted Marvel versus Capcom Infinity to be.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think when they saw that, they were like, and they saw the Marvel, like, ugh, like why? But it's a fantastic looking game. I'm not a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and I've been playing, and I got into the game, and I got into the characters because of the game, because I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan whatsoever. Yeah. But I liked it. I liked the way it played. It was very fun, very easy to pick up, and it was just a fun game. And then Smash Brothers Ultimate is just if you like Smash Brothers, you know what Smash Brothers is. It's a big fighting game of all your favorite characters on Nintendo and then other companies and everything like that. Everyone played unique. The fact that they added like Terry Bogard, I was extremely happy to see him, and like Ken Ryu, and seeing the Banjo-Kazooie and Xbox giving him up to play in those games and stuff like that. It was really cool. The spirit style side of things are really fun to play if you could get into it. But it played really well, so I had to give them to a tie.
I just like watching people play that game.
Yeah, I think I could watch that one to be played. I have a few honorable mentions, but I'll wait till we do finish our countdown. And there's some that I just wanted to give a shout out because those were some good fighting games as well.
So that's your number 2?
Number 2, yeah, they're tied.
Okay. For me, number 2, I'm trying to think of the 2010s of the game I played like more of. It'd probably be MK. I want to say 9.
MK9, okay.
Because it was the one I had more fun with.
Okay.
I bought like the collector's edition, so I have the cool ass Scorpion and Sub-Zero bookends.
Me too.
I got the extra code. Like for some reason they gave me like an extra code, so I had like 2 Ermacs.
Oh, nice.
I went like that when that game came out, and I knew that they were reinventing the wheel with it.
Yeah.
It just made me so hyped. It was like we're going back to the basics. This is literally starting from the ground up. But we're all here. Ed Boon is still here.
Yeah.
Like this is not some cash in. It's gonna be like this is it. It's back, dude. Like remember the Deception and all that? Nah, we gone. And then it made me buy the movie again. Like because I wanted all the characters too. Because the movie came with Jade. So I was like, I'm buying the movie. I'm buying the collector's edition. Like I normally don't buy any of that shit. You know what I mean? Like it just got me back into Mortal Kombat again. Like you know, the rest of RedCycloneInc sat down and played it for a while. Like it was just fun. Yeah, super fun. And it has one of the best story modes in any fighting game.
Yeah, I think that's an important game as well. Because again, my tie up for number 3 was MKX and 11. And I think that's where the new gameplay started, and it kind of risen from within that into Injustice. Injustice 2 did the gameplay even better, and then went into at 10 and 11 even stronger.
True.
So like they really involved that gameplay because they kept the same gameplay. They just tweaked it for each game, and I think it just got stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
And they had a cool suit. And Freddy Krueger was in that game.
Freddy and Kratos on the PS3.
Yeah, if you had the PS3, Kratos was in it. And it was a good game. It was a good story. I think they all had good stories.
That's but you know what? Yeah, that's one of the things you can credit it for is being the genesis of this new trilogy of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's kind of funny how this is like to me the new Star Wars. This Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, because I think they did a good job in just really getting you engaged with the storyline now, because they actually really telling you a story and you're playing through it and you're learning about more of these characters, and it just made it more fun. Like, that's why I don't mind buying these one, like, when it comes out.
Yeah.
I got the last two collector's editions. I got the Scorpion, the Sub-Zero statue.
Ah, yes. That was
And
for
then-
what? X?
For X, yeah.
Okay.
It was the new the shredder looking Scorpion. Shredder looking Sub-Zero.
And then the other one, it was the helmet, right?
The head.
head,
Yeah.
the
That's
bust.
Loki's best friend. She sits next to it. Like, that's her best friend.
Right out the box.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's up?
It's a big ass box. Like, it's on top of the box that it came in, and it's just a big ass box.
It's still, like, it doesn't set sink or sag?
No,
Really?
it's a strong box.
What? It's not just cardboard, is it?
No, it's a thick box.
It's something else, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's
Anyway.
a box, and then it has the cover of a box, like the
Oh, it has something else, like the thing when you put a
Yeah.
box within a box and,
Yeah.
like, slide out. Oh, I got you.
yeah. It honestly, yeah. The collector's edition are always really cool, and then it got me wanting to buy the season pass for these games because the characters they've been getting, like,
yeah.
from if you go to 9 had Freddy Krueger,
It had Freddy Krueger. It
Leatherface,
had a few people.
it had Leatherface.
Yeah, that's the thing. No. That was X.
That
X
was
had Leatherface.
So X had Leatherface and Jason,
Yes.
and that one had Freddy and I think Predator.
No, Predator's in X.
Predator's the next two,
And Alien, too.
The next
Alien,
as
too.
well. There's another one that was a special guest. Well, Kratos was PS3, but there was another one that was a special guest.
I'm looking at it now. No, it only had Freddy. It was Freddy,
Okay.
Rain, Blind Kenshi, the old
Okay.
one,
Okay.
and Scarlet.
Okay. So 10 had a lot of. They started doing the movie team ups, and then if you go to Injustice 2, they did the same thing as well.
Yeah.
And then it came upon for there, and then X11 has like Spawn coming, which I can't wait to. I
Can't
want to
wait.
see him, like show him.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't,
Almost time. It's
yo,
almost
I
time.
seriously do not care about the other characters. I don't. I just want to see Spawn. I was like, yo, Spawn should have been first.
It's almost time.
Yeah, it's March, right? He's from
No.
March.
I
He's
thought
from
he was
March.
February.
Joker's this month.
No, February. I thought he was next
He's
month.
February? I think he's March.
I hope not. I
Yeah.
hope he's sooner.
But yeah, that'll be the time I go back into MK11 is when Spawn comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You better have Zax. I like him so caliber. He was
I
good.
would love it if he had a variation that was medieval Spawn.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I think they'll have that because you could switch the suits and they have the special suits and everything.
I think that might have a big ass sword as a variant though.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So that'll be your number 2 is
2.
Mortal Kombat 9. My number
Say the year.
4,
2011.
huh?
No, you should say the year was 2011.
2011. Yeah,
Yep.
they came out like every 3 years, like 4-year space between.
Almost exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Um,
They know what they doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They got something good going with them, especially with Injustice. Having Injustice in between the twos, I think helped them a lot too, because then now they can make a milder version of a fighting game that still gets the fans going.
It's the right way to do the biggest budget fighting game.
Yeah.
Because people put it into perspective recently. It's like it is actually the biggest budget fighting game.
Yeah. So
Yep.
So before number 1, I guess we say 3 honorable mentions, like 3 fighting games that you would just want to honorable mention for these countdowns. Skullgirls would be one I want to honorable mention. I think it was a very unique fighting game, very indie game, very fun. I know Jinkies like talked about it so much.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Street Fighter 5 because when it first came, we hated it, and then it became a better game.
Yes.
So now
That's true.
it's a good game, and it's really fun to like pick up and play. And I like the characters they had.
Okay. I mean, I agree too. It's still fun to watch. I still watch it all the
Yeah.
time.
And
So-
I'll have to say it's Tekken 7 because Tekken did not make my list, so Tekken 7 would be my honorable mention.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for me?
Yeah.
My own 3. Okay. Well, I looked up a game just to see what year it came out.
Yeah.
It's a game that it never got to make it to full retail.
Okay.
And the team got swallowed up. Not swallowed up. They got bought out.
Okay.
They got bought by Riot Games.
Okay.
Which is not League of Legends. Riot is.
Yeah, League of Legends.
They're League of Legends. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're the ones working on their fighting game.
Okay.
Which is why that game's going to be awesome.
Okay.
That might be the first League of Legends thing I'll play. And it's called Rising Thunder.
Okay.
And it was this game with the robots that came out in 2015, and it was only in the alpha state, and it was a bunch of people again from the fighting game community that came together to make a fighting game.
Okay.
And then I think it was backed by the two guys that ran Evo.
Okay.
Like I think they had a majority stake in it.
Cool.
But it's again, that's kind of a success story from the community.
Okay.
Of they made a thing, and this actually it might not be credited, but it's one of those fighting games that it influenced other things. So in Street Fighter V, there's two characters that have something called simplified inputs.
Yeah.
And also, well, see, because this came out before, it's a thing that Rising Thunder made like accessible on a fighting game level. It was like it had all the really cool high level things that you can do, like the tracks, the tick throws, the frame traps, the very intricate combos you could do, but the inputs were literally only forward in a button, down in a button, back in a button, up in a button.
Okay.
Like a 360 was probably like back forward. Like they simplified the inputs so there was no barrier to entry to just playing the game.
Okay.
And it had a really good tutorial, like worded tutorial, but the devs, they wanted you to see it, so they were like mad videos teaching you how to play the game.
That actually reminds me of Power Rangers.
And that's one of the things I was going to mention. It was one of the games on my list was Power Rangers.
Sadly, I want to mention. Yeah, that would be one of mine too.
Yeah, that's like the other one, and that is what I'm saying by Rising Thunder, pioneering that.
Yeah.
And getting that accepted, because before then it was actually frowned upon to put simplified controls in a fighting game.
Yeah.
Because basically that's saying you don't want any type of skill set.
Yeah.
When people realized it's not the inputs that's the skill part. That's a part of it.
It's just how you put it together.
But it's also, it's how you use everything.
Yeah.
Because you could do fireballs from here until Sunday, but if you can't play against another person, and you just get your ass beat, you ain't that good, because you have more to learn, Grasshopper. You know what I mean?
And there's a few games, like big games are like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ, I'll say, is one too. That's very similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
It has the one button input, like forward, back, up, down, left, and then you just combine the things.
Yep. So like again, that was the thing that was back then. Also, shout outs because of the same thing about Battle for the Grid.
Yeah.
That is an FGC community-based game.
Yes.
Because one of the main guys on the team that they, he's the, like, I think he's like head consultant at least for the the fighting portion.
Yeah.
I don't know what his programming part is, if any, but he's one of the top Marvel 2 players.
Yeah. And
so they basically just had a pipeline via him to get feedback on what to do and what not to do, because that could have very easily have been a trash game.
Yeah.
It could have been a cash in, a trash game. Look at these characters. Hey, you know who these are. You're going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to play it. You're going to go, and then you're going to forget about it. But because they took the time to make sure everything was like good enough on a casual level, like with the controls, it's very simple.
Cool.
Everything is splayed out for you to do. It's very easy. It's just the complicated part is putting it together.
Yeah.
And they have that depth, so that's why I like that game. It's super, like, it's super high on my list. Battle for the Grid and Rising Thunder.
Yeah.
And third game, shout outs to Soul Calibur 6.
Okay.
That game, it shouldn't be so good. It really shouldn't, dude. Like,
I sadly wish I played it more. Like, I have the game. I should play it more.
It has one of the first. Not one of the first. It has one of the best, like, the way you fight your way through a story mode.
Yeah.
Like in a long time, since like Alpha 3. where you like level up your character and go through.
Yeah.
Because there is videos of those on the RedCycloneInc YouTube page if you want to check them out. Me going through like the early stages of the Soul Calibur 6 story mode. It introduced me to one of my favorite characters in a while, which I still think is stolen from Tails.
Okay.
The character Grow.
Okay.
It has 2B in it, so that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm saying like the 2010s introduced this whole concept of it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
Just be in my fighting game, whatever. And so like it continued that tradition, and it has The Witcher on the cover, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, Witcher was in the game.
Like he wasn't even like a guest character. He was made to be in the game.
He
like
fits.
that's awesome.
He fits the game.
And the parts when you interact with him are actually really cool.
Yeah, he fits the style of the game because how he fights. Like his gameplay fits Soul Calibur. It reminded me of Spawn when he like his Spawn. The Spawn actually fit the storyline.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be even Kratos kind of fit in the storyline somehow, some way.
That's true.
Even Altair.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Altair. No, that's not Altair. It's the other guy. It's Ezio.
Desmond.
Ezio.
It was Ezio.
Yes.
Ezio kind of fit during that time as well. The ones that didn't fit was Yoda and Darth Vader.
It's Star Killer. Yeah.
Star Killer, fucking lightsabers. I think they would have killed everybody because the lightsabers could go right through their swords.
Oh,
it made no sense.
What a dumbass. But I still love it.
It was awesome. Yoda just flew. Yoda was a bitch to fight.
That was one of the most infuriating things I've ever played in a fighting game.
It was, you know what it reminded me of? Remember Gon from
Yes.
Gon?
Yeah. I think that's why they put him in there.
From Tekken 3. Like he was that annoying.
Yep.
Like farting and shit. That's
awful. But yeah, that's my 3 shout-outs.
I just want to Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Like I completely forgot about that game. It's probably one of my favorite games right now. Like I've been playing it a lot. They just added Daishi, and Daishi fucking badass.
He's a cool character. Yes.
That is right now. My team is Tommy, the Green Ranger, Daishi, and Shadow Ranger.
Shadow Ranger, awesome.
I love Shadow Ranger. Shadow Ranger is fucking badass, dude.
Also, Guilty Gear Xrd is really cool.
Yeah, Guilty Gear. Like I think Guilty Gear gets an honorable mention.
That's ridiculous.
They helped a lot of the fighting game community as well, so that was a strong game.
One of the, I would go so far as to say that's the best looking fighting game of the 2010s. Is Guilty Gear Xrd.
Okay.
Because that's actually 3D.
Yeah.
What you're looking at looks like 2D.
Yeah.
That's actually sprites. Not sprites. That's actually 3D models walking around.
Yeah.
That's some of the best technology I've ever seen.
And they used it for
like, how did you do that?
Dragon Ball.
But that's ArcSys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're the pioneers of that. But it was first in Xrd. So I'm like, dude, how the fuck did you do that? Yeah. Damn.
So my number one, my numero uno, it'll be Injustice 2.
Okay.
Injustice 2, it gets like number one just because fucking Ninja Turtles.
I can see that.
Who knew? Like who
really
knew
strong
I
case.
needed the Ninja Turtles in a fighting game?
It's a really strong case, man. I'm just saying.
I think just the gameplay itself, the storyline itself, just how they did the community, the battle worlds, and all that stuff. I think it kept you engaged in the game. I liked the online play. I liked everything that had to do with this game. I think I played this game more than any fighting game I did in this decade. Like I spent a lot of time. I got back into the game and everything like that too. Everyone played unique, but it had a lot of good things about that. The one thing that 100% sold me was the Ninja Turtles. Them actually making them 4 different characters when one sprite was smart.
Yeah, I think so
changed
too.
the weapon and they're the different turtle.
I think just the amount of love they put into them, man.
Yes.
Like they took their time, dude.
Dude, I remember the day I saw the trailer of the Turtles and I jumped out my seat and I fucking ran around my house excited.
Man.
I was so fucking excited for them.
It's so good too.
That was like my childhood, like high childhood.
That's like one of the best like trailers for like anything in a video game in a long time.
I actually will say, and
really
I'll put this out there, that's probably the best cameo of the decade.
I would agree.
Yes.
I would agree. If you want to say best fighting game cameo,
Yeah.
that's
And there's some good ones.
I'm trying to think. Like Geese is pretty high up there for
Geralt
me.
from Witcher.
Geralt is from Witcher.
Right now you have well, we only know Spawn.
Yeah, Joker.
Joker hasn't come out yet, so he don't count in the decade.
That's true. Yeah, he's scheduled for this month. You're right.
I honestly would say
Yeah,
Bogart.
he's up there.
Smash Brothers.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's unexpected.
Joker in Smash Brothers is pretty interesting. That's the Persona one.
I mean, Ryu being in Smash Brothers is kind of. I know what.
But he was
I
in
think
Smash Brothers before that.
Oh yeah, he was in Brawl. Well, I mean,
he was in Brawl.
No, not Brawl. He wasn't in Brawl. He was in the regular version of Smash Brothers for Switch, not Ultimate.
Yeah, so he was already in the game, so it doesn't count.
What's it called? Smash 4?
No, it's just Super Smash Brothers. Wii U.
No, 4. The one that Wii U first appeared is 4, and then Ultimate is the one after, right?
It's Super Smash Brothers Wii U. That's the name of it.
Oh, it's just called Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And then this one, he was already in the game.
He's already. I mean, it's still within a decade. Still.
Yeah. And fucking Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
That was a big thing because of Xbox. Xbox and Nintendo got friendly.
That's true, but they still know Rare. They still have that relationship between Rare and Nintendo, which is cool.
Yeah, so that was actually really strong. And but it had to be on their Xbox. Xbox had to give permission for Banjo-Kazooie.
No, I'm just saying people know it because of one, so that's why it's like it's a powerful thing. Otherwise, it'd be like, who cares?
Yeah, because I remember seeing the trailer and motherfuckers on YouTube fucking crying about it too. So,
well, to their defense, is just you would never think you'd see it.
Yeah, that was the same. That was my reaction. Like, I understand the reaction. I had the same reaction with Ninja Turtles.
So
I was like, yes. And like, which one I'm gonna be now?
True that.
You know what would have been even better? Well, not better if they added Shredder. Yeah. Or have Sub-Zero have a Shredder costume.
I mean, well, he kind of did turn it into Shredder, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like his helmet looks like Shredder.
Yeah, that's why in like MK9 I called him MK10 I called him the Shredder Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like Shredder. But yeah, they could have easily did like a special suit of Shredder for Sub-Zero.
Yeah, they should have. They should have.
Or Batman.
Yeah, all right, that makes kind of more sense too. All right, I'll take that.
Or Batman, anyway. Yeah, but my number one would be Injustice too.
Okay. I talk a lot about how good Tekken is, but I really didn't. This probably, when I think back to at least the 2010s, and since we disqualified Street Fighter 4,
yeah,
there's probably no other fighting game that I had more like viewing pleasure watching the hype ass moments from except Marvel 3.
Yeah.
So I'll have to say my game of the 2010s is Ultimate Marvel. It's like that game's kind of a dream come true. Like, because you have to remember that there were 10 years of no versus games.
Yeah.
There were a literal dry spell of 10 years. People thought it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time they had the official renders of just the characters in the black backgrounds.
Yeah.
And you saw the style, it was like striking, and you were like, man, I'm not really feeling this. And then once you started to get the screenshots of the characters with the backgrounds, and you realized that they were just like it blended together because they were essentially recreating a comic book page for every fight.
Yeah.
So you don't really get it until you know what it's trying to emulate, and so you realize that's why all the characters have these harsh black lines and everything.
Yeah.
The win pages are literal pages, like you could see like the little corners in the boxes and whatnot, the dividers and everything. And then the story mode basically was just going through a comic book.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the game is most people think about it only had the competitive stuff, but the cool thing about Ultimate Marvel was that it put that universe mode in there. And like that thing was just like, take the limiters off and let's make this the most ridiculous versus fighting game ever. So it kind of predates Dragon Ball in that you could see some incredibly ridiculous stuff that wasn't even in the game, like base game, like tournament level, because you couldn't play that with other people.
Yeah.
Like except the thing online. Like it had a lot of cool stuff in it, man. It has a lot of cool music. It has Wesker in a fighting game, dude.
Yeah.
It's got the whole like Resident Evil fighting crew. It's got Chris, Jill, Wesker. It's got Bionic Commando in the game. It's like, if you like Capcom stuff, like this is like probably one of the coolest things ever made.
Deadpool.
I mean, the only bad thing about it is just that this is not a beginner friendly fighting game.
Yeah.
It's hard as shit to get into.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
And Deadpool was the greatest.
Deadpool's in the game, voiced by Nolan North.
He
Like,
beats you down with his life bar.
like this is where I became a fan of Maximilian Dude.
Yeah.
Because he created like these things called Assist Me videos for that franchise.
He said he worked on it.
Yeah, like he created those videos like on his YouTube channel.
Yeah. No, he said he actually worked on the game.
No, he was partnered with he was partnered with Capcom for those
okay.
YouTube videos.
Oh, cool.
Like he started making some of them for just on his own.
Yeah.
And then Capcom was like, here's a budget.
Oh, nice.
Here's a little more budget. And it was like, all right. So now he could do like different effects and shit.
Yeah.
Like he did a whole long ass one for the remake, which I give a shout out to as well. The remake of MVC1 and Marvel Superheroes.
Yeah.
Like he made a half an hour like movie, like little short movie with that one, where Captain Commando was like an evil bad guy and shit.
Oh, cool.
It was amazing. Like a lot of stuff went along with my experience of Ultimate 3, and that's why I like it so much more than everything else.
Okay.
So yeah,
Respect.
dope tournament scene, dope game, awesome soundtrack.
Yeah.
You can see Ant-Man stomp somebody out. It's hilarious. It's good.
He gets shot
It's really
with a bow and arrow.
It's really good.
They made a Taskmaster for this game.
Taskmaster, so dope. The alternate skin is the cool one.
Yeah.
With the energy shield. What?
It's the Alvin Lee version.
What? That shit is so dope. Strider is dope. They have the Strider, the alternate costume. It has the color scheme.
You want to know what model I did not like in this game?
Okay, who's that?
Ryu.
Generic Karate Man.
Yeah.
He is the most
his
vanilla.
Hair is so like regular. His costume is so regular.
Yep.
He looks so regular.
Yes, he is vanilla. He is the essence of it. It had Crimson Viper in the fighting game. Yeah, dude, she was another game, man. I miss her.
You have like Mega Man. You have like Iron Man, all fancy suits and all. And then
no, there's no Mega Man. They gave you
Zero.
They gave you Zero.
You have Zero. You have Mega Man. Yeah, Iron Man, and then you have Ryu.
They gave me one of my favorite fighting game memes. Zoop 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 zoop. Every time people pick, because Zero was top tier.
Yeah.
And so all you would see was when you watch like high level play, zoop 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 zoop. It was like, that's a lot of fun things came from this game.
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright.
Like, dude, Phoenix Wright is ridiculous.
Phoenix Wright versus
really
Deadpool
is.
was like an awesome fight because they're both like very fourth-wallish characters. Frank West.
Oh my god, he's so good.
They added a lot of characters. Yeah, it was a good game. I agree.
Nova's awesome in that game, dude.
Yeah, Nova was unique.
His theme, like you know what? You need to listen to his theme. Well, I'll send that to you off air, but you gotta listen to it.
All right. So those are our top 5 fighting games of the decade. Fighting games are still alive and well, and have a big place in tournaments and everything like that. Honestly, it's easy to pick it up. So grab yourself a fighting game and play.
Yes.
Arcade sticks are cheap. Not all of them, but you could get a good arcade stick for at least $100.
Okay.
If you like arcade sticks, you don't need to have an arcade stick. You can play with a controller. A lot of people play with controllers.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. I do have Lightning Collection news. They just released the images of the next 3 waves of Wave 3. Rocky, the Blue Zero Ranger, Blaze, Battle Beast Morphers. He's one of the villains of Beast Morphers, and Jack. What's his name? Jack.
Okay.
That's Jack. Yeah. The SPD Red Ranger.
Yes. About time.
I'm actually excited for that one. They just show his face and everything like that. There's still a mystery on Trini because Trini's supposed to be part of the set, So there's still no word in when she's coming out or if she's coming out, and whose head she will have. Because remember, Trini is the first one that actually had 2 Rangers under her helmet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, Black and Red also had other ones, but clearly Jason was going to be the Red Ranger, and then Zach was going to be the Black.
Gotcha.
So, we got those. They come out. They said June. I could see them going into stores around March or April.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are coming out, and I'm a little excited for those.
I mean, I'm just glad that finally. Do you think they'll? No, they're not gonna do whole teams, are they?
I hope so. I hope eventually they'll get like whole teams done. Like it's so far, Mighty Morphin has at least 5 Rangers.
Who's missing? Trini is the last one.
Well, you have Zach, you have Jason, you have Tommy. Both versions
Oh.
of Tommy.
Is there a Billy?
Billy's for Wave 4.
Okay.
Well, Zach, you got the Shield Zach. You don't have a plain Black Ranger Zach, but you still got a Zach and Kimberly.
Yes.
So you got most of Mighty Morphin done already. You need Trini, Billy, and then maybe a regular Zach.
Yeah, I mean, for collector purposes and just accuracy, you would want that. But
I kind of want that.
if they didn't do it, I wouldn't be that mad.
No, me either. Like the Gold Ranger, like I'm still gonna get the 2-pack, even though the Gold Ranger's coming out as a single Ranger.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like
How-
collector
how-
purposes, I need the red and gold.
How long after is the Gold Ranger?
Gold Ranger is supposed to be in wave 5.
Okay.
So wave
I got
4 is set to be Billy, the Ranger Slayer Kimberly. I think it was, and there's 2 other ones I can't really think of. I kind of drawn a blank, but it's rumored to be 2 other. But those 2 are like the rumored ones.
Okay, got you.
But I know Billy and Ranger Slayer Kimberly is supposed to be set for that.
Got you. Okay.
Collection. Power Rangers. Oops. It said lightning, and then give me lighting collections. Like
You know what it is? I bet you that was like one of the most common mistakes when you're looking for that exact thing.
Probably because I'm always like looking up shit. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with the Power Rangers Lightning collection. I've been really high in trying to collect every single one of them. Right now, I'm only missing one, which is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one.
Okay.
Everything else I have, so I'm getting there. I just want to see Wave 5, because Wave 4. Yeah, so Wave 3 is supposed to be, Kimberly is supposed to be part of, no, Trini is supposed to be part of the Wave 3. They never showed her, though, so they only showed 3 figures. Even in the product, when they showed them at the toy fair, they only showed the 3. They never showed Trini.
Really?
Or the Yellow Ranger. So we honestly do not know if she's actually really coming out.
Oh no! Don't do that.
So the rumor for 5 is Time Force Red.
Okay.
Time Force Red, the Ranger Slayer, Pink, Kimberly. A villain from Beast Morphers. I don't know his name, but he's like a gold villain, and Billy.
Okay.
Wave 4 is Trini, Rocky, Jack, and Blaze from Beast Morphers. So that's pretty much. And those are rumors. The things have changed. There's a big chance that Trini doesn't come out and comes out in the later season. But hopefully, it comes out and see what happens.
Yes, I hope so.
Yes. There's something else I had in mind that I wanted to say. Yeah, I've been on Witcher, so that's all I've been playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're playing Witcher. Yeah. So how's that?
Huh?
So how's that been?
It's been a really good game. I kind of happy that I'm actually learned how to play it and actually like took the time to learn the mechanics of the game and how it works. And now I'm really enjoying it. It's very Skyrim-ish, but more story.
Okay,
Like
gotcha.
Skyrim had a story, but this one's like more focused on one character than your character being made, and then it's a part of the story.
So, but it always centrally follows the guy, the main.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you're him, but it's very Skyrim-ish, but with him. Like in Skyrim, you make your character, and then you're part of the story. Him is the story is focused on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very Skyrim-ish, very fun game. Right now on the holiday special is $15 for the complete game. That's with all the DLC and stuff. I was gonna get it on the Switch. I kind of still want to get it on the Switch. I just gonna wait for the price to go down because that's just a brand new game price. And
Okay.
No, I paid $15 for this shit. If it was like $10, I would get it.
Gotcha.
It's $60 fucking dollars.
And there's a ton of DLC for that game, right?
2. But
Well, like they're here, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah, the Switch one it comes with the both DLC. It's not like just the game. It comes with both DLC, but it's still.
No,
$60.
I know. Like they have like a Game of the Year edition by now already, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's still a complete. It's still a $15 game that they're selling for $60, and I'm like, nope.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, that's something.
That's cool.
About. I guess before we go, are there any games you're anticipating for 2020?
Yeah, there's like a grip actually. I mean, again, I say that, but my have played this year list is pretty small, but because of the people I was following, yeah, there's actually like a pretty concise list of stuff that I pretty much agree with.
Okay.
They don't have the dates, but they have, and this was from the 3rd, so give it 2 days.
Yeah.
So the list goes 59 days until Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'm totally on board with.
I'll probably watch it and then see what it's about, and then I'll probably get it. Like I've never been a big Final Fantasy person.
If you didn't play 15, or if you played 15 and you didn't like it, it's not gonna be for you, because I could see the 15 in this game, like the way it plays, the systems at work and stuff.
Yeah.
I can see it's an evolution of 15.
I know.
So.
It, so.
Okay, so it's like a slower paced. I'll put it this way: it looks like it's like a shit ton going on and action is popping off.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's actually calculated stuff that's happening. A lot of like, kind of like the Yakuza. Kind of like Yakuza, where a contextual move will happen.
Yeah.
So press triangle and Kiryu's gonna beat the hell out of somebody in this elaborate cutscene.
Okay.
So I see that they've taken some stuff like that and amplified it. It's not the same heat move type of thing, but you see like triggers like pop off and you press a button and then Cloud goes and he starts to do his damn thing.
Yeah.
Which like cooler versions of what the limit breaks were. So I'm excited to see all that. See what the summons look like.
Okay.
More than the one they show. But the reason I'm already pre-hyped is I got to see the half an hour little Japanese presentation with this super excited Japanese girl. So I was like, all right.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
67 Days Ori 2. I didn't play the first one, but it's the type of game it is. It's a Metroidvania.
Okay.
And it's a little bit on the difficult side. So a lot of people, including like Maximilian and other people, were like, yo, this game is the truth. So I'm interested to see what it is.
Okay.
In 69 days, Neo 2 comes out, and like I'm gonna get that.
Neo.
Because
I got
it's hard. First one. I should finish that game before.
Yeah, I should do it too because I have it.
Yeah, it was a free game. If you didn't, I think that was last month's free game, right? No, the month before.
Yeah, December.
December? Okay.
No, it was November.
Do you know what the free games for this month are?
I can check actually. No.
Is it cool?
So keep going on the list. I'll tell you once I get it.
76 Days. Doom Eternal comes out, and I know that's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
Did you play a lot of Doom?
I was never a big crazy fan for Doom.
Okay. I heard Doom 2016 was actually really good though.
Yeah, I heard good things too. I never played it.
90 Days, another banger. Resident Evil 3,
Yeah,
which I can't believe it was so fast, but I know that when they made 2, they were probably already working on 3.
Yeah, they probably already had that shit going.
And the way it looks is just like, damn, son. I love that new engine, man.
Yeah,
So I can't wait. I love the fact that they went back and put special stuff in the demo for Resident Evil 2.
yeah,
Hear Nemesis saying stars now if you play the
yeah.
new demo too, so that's pretty cool. Like
Stars.
I'm just happy to see that whole level of care that Capcom has been putting in their games. Like with Devil May Cry 5, R2 remake, and then like the end of Street Fighter 5, like they put a bunch of stuff in there. It's like, okay, they've been listening to fans and stuff. They know people like this. But I can't wait for 3. 90 Days. That's then 103 is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah,
I know you said you're super hyped.
I'm
to
actually
play that.
excited for that. I got a pre-order on that. Again, I'm playing Witcher right now, and it's supposed to be very similar, but just more futuristic and more story in that sense. I'm all for it. It looks really good.
I know nothing. I saw gameplay and I was just like, oh man, people are getting
And
fucked
Keanu
up.
Reeves is in it.
Yeah, he was on stage like, you're beautiful.
Yes.
But I'm in this game, so play it.
Yeah.
132 days is Marvel's Avengers, and they've yet to sell me on that game.
Yeah, I'm very skeptical with that game as well. I'm just like holding off and just like, yeah. So before we break the topic, the free games are Nathan Drake Collection, the Uncharted Collection, and Ghost Simulator.
What? All right, I gotta go. I gotta get Ghost Simulator.
I don't think they're up yet though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they're up this week. I think Wednesday this week.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And the last one on the list, 146 days until The Last of Us Part 2.
I need to
And that's-
finish one.
That's pretty much gonna be the swan song from Sony, I bet.
Yeah.
You know, this is the actual last year until the next console comes out. At the end of this year, there will be supposedly
Yeah.
a PS5 on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe
We'll see.
not on your shelf, but on the shelf somewhere.
Maybe on a shelf somewhere. In an Amazon
Yeah.
warehouse with a slave taking it off to fulfill your order.
And they can't and report an injury. Can't report injuries, so they can't.
Covered in urine. Jesus, this went dark. Just Amazon.
Are there games that are not on this list that you're looking forward to?
You would have to tell me. Pretty much this list
I have
sums
two.
up
I have two
all the
that-
stuff I'm looking
that
for.
happened that you haven't mentioned. One, Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon.
Definitely.
I'm very skeptical with it, but I'm also excited. So I'm a little bit of both because again, I've been going hard on to the fucking Yakuza games, and I'm waiting for 5. That's why I started Witcher. So I was like, by the time I finish Witcher 5, Yakuza 5 will be out. Comes out February. So yeah, the physical copy of the remastered come out in February.
I guess I should say that game too. 5.
Yeah, there you go.
I never played it because that's the first time in the US that it's going to be in a physical disc, and I didn't get it on PS3 digital.
Yeah.
So
I might buy it still just to own it.
Hmm?
So I'll buy the game twice. I'll support you. I support you because fuck it. And also, you can actually play it on Xbox now. So
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
they came out this month on Game Pass.
okay.
01 Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2. So Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon I want to see. If you've never seen the movie, watch the movie. The movie is fucking hilarious and very cheesy.
I get that. I put on my favorites. Hold
Yeah,
on.
you gotta watch it. It's really funny. And Majima just like beats people with a bat. Just like in the game. Makes me happy. And then the other one is it's a Lego game. I love Lego games. So the Lego Star Wars complete, the fully complete story. I'm 100% behind that. Because even though they did the complete saga before, they actually really update their game. They really changed the whole gameplay and everything like that, and make it stronger gameplay to it. So I'm actually looking forward to that. That'll be one I gotta pre-order because they always come with like a little Lego figure I collect. Like, all the Lego
okay.
games come with a figure. That's why I always buy them. The only ones I didn't buy was the Harry Potter and Pirates of the Caribbean one. But I played the Pirates one eventually, but I didn't get the figure for that. But like the Jurassic Park one, I have the figure. I have the Lego Marvel ones. I have all the DC ones. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I think it's gonna be really good. And I think what they're gonna do is with the DLC, is gonna go into Mandalorian. It's gonna go into Rogue One. It's gonna go into Solo, Star Wars, the Han Solo movie, and it's gonna go into other sides of the Force movies and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Cool.
maybe the cartoon series, Resistance, because that's what they do. Like they'll do all the movies, and then they'll have side stories and still DLC with extra characters. And I think that's what's gonna be the character. That's gonna be the DLC stuff.
Right.
It makes sense. And then yeah, those are the only two I can really think of right now that I want that comes out next year. Maybe, hopefully, WWE does a better game than 2K1.
I would hope so.
Yeah, they need a better game, please. Maybe AEW come out with a game this year.
I would hope so, or at least an announcement of something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Game Boy game.
Dude, don't say that.
All right, so yeah, that's all the two games I think that were on the list. I'm looking forward to, but yeah, Cyberpunk is definitely the one that I probably buy before everything else.
I'm super interested in what's going to happen with that game.
Yeah, me too. I'm very, especially going into The Witcher 3 right now. I'm very, very like strong for that game because I know the Project Red X really does their shit when it comes to games. Like if you look at all their history of games that they had out, they're all like very high caliber games.
That's true.
They
That's
did Witcher
true.
2. They did Crisis 2 and 3, which are very, if you look at how the gameplay looks, it's fucking beautiful games. Witcher 2 was probably one of their best sellers on the Xbox 360, and it was an Xbox 360 exclusive for a long time.
Isn't it? But now it's on everything, dude.
Yeah, it's on everything. And then yeah, so when they do a project, they do it like with all. Honestly, I think they did a new version of Bethesda, the good version now, because they're really giving the fans what they want, and they deliver when they do a game. So,
and that studio in particular, when you hear about the attitude they have towards their fans, it's like they don't have to bow to any corporate overlord.
No,
because they are their own entity, kind of like a Bethesda. Kind of like, yeah, I see the parallel. It really is like
the
very
heyday,
cool.
the heyday
very,
of
very
Bethesda.
Man,
Because now Bethesda, I don't know what they're doing.
like one is good and one is evil now.
Yeah.
You know what? Can we do a shout out to the worst games of the decade?
Okay.
Shout out to Fallout 76 for being a dumpster fire the entire time.
Yeah.
Stringing people along and then charging people $100 for a license at the end of the lifespan. Man, come on, y'all.
Anthem
For being a dumpster fire, and then EA abandoning it because it was made it bad.
Yeah.
Because they lied. Man, I can't. I just want to say, I hope a lot of these companies learn from the mistakes that they kept trying to do this year, especially EA.
Yeah.
They fucked up real bad twice.
Yeah.
Because remember the Star Wars thing, they had to take the purchases out of the game.
Yeah.
That's like how. Damn.
Yeah.
Whew.
2K20.
2K20, yeah. I hope they learn from that.
Yeah. You know what? At least WWE 2K20, it wasn't like a company. It was just a really crazy shit that just happened kind of thing.
I agree.
Like it wasn't like Bethesda trying to screw someone over. It wasn't like BioWare and EA like EA being what it is and kind of trying to like fuck Anthem. Let's not move on. 2K, a lot of the problems weren't really like they didn't have control of. Like Yuke's leaving in the middle of production sucked. and they couldn't. They had to really bounce back. They had to create things and scratch. They didn't have a lot of the devs and all that shit. So I give them a little credit in that sense that they tried their best. But honestly, I think they could have delayed it and it would have been better. But it is what it is. WWE 2K21. Hopefully they approve it. I really doubt it, but hopefully they do.
That's true.
So because I might not buy it. I usually buy every year. You might not get a sell for me this year.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah.
It's bad when your influencers are just waiting for the embargo to run out,
Right?
to tell the. It's not even shit talking. It's tell the truth.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
So.
Like it's crazy. It is crazy. Like I wish they did it better. It could have been such a better game, but like yo, I feel like you even have like YouTubers that don't even freaking play wrestling games playing it. Cause, oh, it's a bad game. Ha 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 ha.
It's hilarious, dude. It really is.
I hate people.
It really was. I can't believe I saw. It's some of the creepiest, funniest, scariest, just wackiest glitches I've ever seen in a video game. It's just like, wow. I didn't know they could still be this bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It made me believe, is what it did.
Yeah, it did. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
Wrap this up.
All right. That's about it. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. I've been your host, Louis Beans. I've been here with MercwiththeMic.
Yeah, buddy.
Make sure you check us out. Anything and everything, RedCycloneInc. That's Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That's here on YouTube, here on Twitch. The podcast will go up on Twitch and SoundCloud. All RedCycloneInc. And we have a WordPress.
Yes.
Where you at, Merc?
Follow us. Right now we're on the channel MercwiththeMic on Twitch TV. Please try to view when you see us live. Try to view our cast. It helps us out a lot. Follow us on all our social medias. I do have a link tree here, so you could just click that and see all our links. But we have Tumblr, Twitter, Twitch TV, MercwiththeMic, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, all MercwiththeMic. Our Facebook pages, the RedCycloneInc and the Wrestling Bible page. We're very active on it. We brought back the pay-per-view polls, so basically everyone's having back into having conversations and everything. So we like that. That's it. Oh, remember, follow Jinkies.
He got them sandwiches you're not supposed to have.
And bro kick his ass.
Bro kick the sandwiches.
Peace out.
Peace.